Hello, my name is Tracy Held. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Melbourne in Australia. Welcome to our Sweet of the Month series. In this video, I'm going to be using the Sweet Ice Cream Stamp Set and the Ice Cream Corner DSP. It's a very pretty DSP, lots of happy colours in that. And the other thing that I'm going to be bringing in just once is the Stitched Nested Labels dies. So I'm cutting a piece out of this biggest die. Let me show you what my card is going to look like. This is a fairly easy card to put together, but I think it's quite effective. It did my head in a little bit because I really battle with putting things crooked, and when I showed it to my husband I realized why I battle. I don't know whether it's my problem or his problem, but we're both not cool with things being crooked, so this was stepping out of my comfort zone, which is a good thing. I'm going to put up the measurements of what you need for this card. Not a lot, you can make quite a few quite easily. My card base, we're going to fold in half, and let's get some stamping done. So can you see what I did? I've stamped the sort of sprinkles there so that you've got that texture around the side of the card. Because it's a photopolymer stamp, I would be saying stamp on your Stampin' Pierce mat, but because the splotches don't really matter, I'm not going to bother for this. I will pull in that Stampin' Pierce mat when I'm stamping the ice creams. Now, for my ice creams, I'm going to stamp them in Calypso Coral, Highland Heather, and Bermuda Bay. Here's my die that I'd cut out earlier. That was the Stitched Nested Labels die, and like I said, I've used the biggest one in that die set. I don't think it matters whether you start with the top of the ice cream or the bottom of the ice cream, but because I want to see where the top of the ice cream is in relation to the top of the die, so that I leave space for my sticks at the bottom, I'm going to start with the top. So this time I'm pulling in the Stampin' Pierce mat. I'm going to put that underneath because I am going to be stamping off. So, top of the ice cream, full strength, and positioning it towards the top over here. And then bottom of the ice cream, I'm first going to stamp off and then lining up the sides, stamp the bottom. Then we're going to do the same thing with the Calypso Coral and then with the Highland Heather. And it doesn't really matter which color you're using, that I've got the Highland Heather going here. I'm going to stamp on the inside of my card as well. And I'm going to stamp my stick in cinnamon cider. Just trying to see whether I actually want that stamped off. I didn't stamp off on the original card, but I think maybe I prefer it slightly lighter for the stick. I've stamped my happy birthday onto Bermuda Bay cardstock and heat embossed it with the white embossing powder. That's all our stamping done, and we're ready to assemble. So I don't know, you could use that side of the cardstock if you want to. I don't know, ice creams and ice creams. I think I'm going to go with the stripes. The other thing is, I've tilted it that way. It could be tilted the other way. Again, it doesn't really matter whichever direction you choose. Maybe we'll go the other direction just so that we've got them going in both directions. And then we can decide which one we prefer. Of course, as I've stuck this down, I've just been thinking you could have it the other way altogether and have the stripes running long ways instead of across ways. It's a square, so whichever suits you. Then we're going to stick the ice creams on with dimensionals. Because this is a big piece of card, I'm going to be quite generous with those dimensionals. We want it nicely supported. I'm hoping this will work. I'm trying to get this straight with the top of the card. Now I'm going to cut out around the edge of my happy birthday. So I'm not really big on fussy cutting, but this isn't too fussy and it doesn't have to be too precise. So it's kind of roughly around the edge of the letters so you get the shape of the happy birthday. It actually looks quite effective. Sometimes I've seen cards where people have done this and I think, okay, what die did they use to get that? And then realize, nope, it wasn't a die, it's been a fussy cut. And it's up to you whether you want sharp edges going around the corners or rounded edges. I'm going to stick my happy birthday. And I'm sticking it sort of over the sticks so that it hides. Sometimes they look a little bit not so great when they're coming over the ice cream, but that hides that. And we'll stick our insert into the card. And the last thing that I'm going to use is some of the sprinkles. Now these are really little and they're not that easy to work with. They're really nice if you're making a shaker card. What I do is I just put a tiny dot of Tombow where I think I'm going to want it to go. And I'm going to put one here, so we're going to dot the eye with a sprinkle. And with my pick it up tool, I'm using the end which has got the putty on it. And it doesn't matter what color we pick up, so I'm going to put one over my dot of glue there. Red one over my dot over there, and I will put a purple. Oh, isn't that funny? I wasn't looking at the other card, but I've pretty much picked up the same colors that I used before. Oh well, consistency. That Tombow will dry, those sprinkles will stay in place, and there's our cards ready to go. Oh, I didn't stamp the inside, I just realized. I did take the Hope It's Sweet from the stamp set. I could have stamped this before, but seeing that I haven't, let's quickly put it onto the inside now. Lucky this isn't one-dimensional, so it will be easy to stamp. And there's our cards. Now they're complete. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed those, and hopefully we will see you back for next month's Sweet of the Month. See you next time. Bye.